All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol JAGX, Jaguar Health Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And I just want to quickly announce the fact that I have a Twitter account now. The link is down below in the description. And don't forget to stay tuned till the end of this video because we're talking about different ticker symbols to add to your watch list. And today, I'm going to do a recap on the ticker symbols we've talked about from last week leading into this week, how they've performed because they're all up right now, and what to expect moving forward. We're going to talk about WBA, ALGM, LXRX, and WISH, the most recent one we talked about, which is WISH. So stay tuned for that information. So JAGX stock. It has been in some sideways movement and it dipped a little bit and it hit a new low today, which was very volatile in that 30-minute time frame, in that one candlestick. The lows here were 280. We were not supposed to break through 296. Super important point, 297, give or take. Super important point to hold itself up above. But it only lasted 30 minutes and it brought itself back up. And it's slowly been falling in the downward direction. We're currently at 329. So 296, 297, super important still moving forward. And then we want to watch for 280 if the volatility persists in the downward direction and this continues to pull down. Now, when you zoom out, it's pretty volatile, but it's holding itself up pretty well within this area. Okay, this is holding itself up pretty good above the 290 area, above the 280, but now we hit a newer low. We were watching 296. So these 2 points are pretty important moving forward if this continues in that direction, but the stock is holding itself up pretty well based off the chart. It might touch it, it might break through it at one point, but it brings itself back up and it continues to hold itself within that time frame. But super important to see that we're going in the downward direction. I want every single investor to be aware of that and pay close attention to these points moving forward. But let's go ahead and see here what's going on with JAG moving forward into the next coming trading days and specifically for tomorrow because the week is about to end. The first thing I want to point out is the 50-day moving average. It's 353. We're currently below it. That's bearish territory, and the moment we're above it, we're in bullish territory. So we are below it right now, currently sitting in bearish territory. Now, one of the lows here that wasn't as volatile as this candlestick was right here at this point at 320. That's our support level. It's 9 cents away from the current stock price. So if this gets broken through, your next point of reference is down here at 296, 297, give or take, and then it's 280 if it breaks through that point. But the first one we want to watch is 320. See how it's doing, how quickly is it moving to newer lows, and if it breaks through the support, are the bulls trying to reappear? Because the further down we go away from the 50-day moving average downwards, the deeper we're getting into bearish territory and the more control the bears are gaining. Now, we have a new resistance level to watch, but I do want to talk about yesterday's resistance level leading into today, and that's 392. I'd keep that written down just to watch if this stock could break through this resistance level after it breaks through the resistance level we're about to talk about. And if it breaks away from it, the next point would be up here at 437. But let's go ahead and see here the resistance that we want to look at before getting to those newer highs. The first thing the stock needs to do, right, is that the bulls break through the 50-day moving average, work their way up into bullish territory. But the first resistance level they need to break through, which is the highest point before starting to fall and actually break through the 50-day moving average in this tug-of-war zone, is 382. The bulls need to break through 382, turn that into a support, break away from it, reach newer highs and new resistance levels so that JAGX goes ahead and continues to work its way up to newer highs and new resistance levels within bullish territory. That's probably one of the most important things for Jaguar Health Inc. right now, for it to get back into bullish territory, pull away from the 50-day moving average, and turn these resistance levels, starting off with 382 into a support and pulling up to reach newer highs and new resistance levels. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watch this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for the small short recap video on all the information with these ticker symbols that we've talked about to add to your watch list, how they've performed so far, and what to expect moving forward. So let's do a quick recap here on some of the stocks that I've talked about towards the end of these videos. I have many more stocks to continue to share with you guys moving forward, and also as I continue to do my due diligence and research, and as I come across them and I see consolidations and so forth. So let's start off with the first one that we've talked about this week. Well, the beginning of this week and ending of last week, and it was WBA. We've talked about it since it was at 42.90. That's when I did the video talking about it. It was sitting around this area, and from that point forward we can see how this week has been, and I think that there's still more room here. We definitely want to watch it closely due to the fact that it has been in a bullish run for some time. We need to see how long it's going to last, and also watch closely any pullbacks that this stock has moving forward. Now, the other one is ALGM. It was under the radar, and it still pretty much is. When you go ahead and look at their chart, their volume is pretty low. It doesn't even reach 1 million in volume, but it has been growing. And I've talked about it since it was way back here at around 24.90-ish. It was around this area right here. It was at the beginning, towards the middle of December. I'm not sure exactly what point it was at, but it was at 24.90 when I did the video, and when I actually mentioned it was earlier this week. And here we are seeing how it's been reacting moving forward. It kind of dipped. It was having a nice pullback, and consolidation was already broken through, so this was a really good sign, and I started talking about it to let more people know about it. Now, I did a full video on it, so a lot of people probably missed it and overlooked it. Came back to look at the chart. The chart was showing signs of moving upwards, and that there's great potential and possibilities here. And the fact that ALGM, a lot of analysts had a price target that already had broken through. Like, it was around 20 something and some change. It was like $28, $29. And it broke through it, reaching 31. And I had stated at the beginning of this week, as it was pulling back, that analysts were probably going to have to upgrade their price target, pushing this one up further due to the fact of the signs and what this stock is showing. Now, this is a great innovative stock. It's really going to do well with the EV sector growing, and I believe that there's room here still for this one. Now, the other one that I had shared with you guys was LXRX. Now, this one was a much more speculative play. I had stated that there was a nice consolidation forming as we saw at the beginning of the week. I mentioned it yesterday, and the day before, not actually yesterday, the day before yesterday, and I was already seeing a healthy sign of holding itself up. I had stated that up towards Thursday or the end of this week, we were going to see a catalyst due to the big event. And here we are seeing it run from 380s all the way up to 940, dipping back down to 819. This could consolidate up here. I said this is a speculative play. We need to see how it ends the week, how it starts next week, and it can continue to grow, no doubt. But there's a lot of hype and speculation around it due to the fact of the catalyst that was coming up. And here we are seeing that happen. Now, the last one I stated was yesterday's video, and I mixed that up with LXRX. I talked about this 2 days ago, and here we are with Wish. Wish is one that I had stated I wish I'd found earlier. I remembered it was going to IPO, completely forgot about it, caught up with so many other ticker symbols, so much other research last month, and it dipped down. If I would have known this, I would have probably taken a shot at it, and I caught it up here around the beginning of this week, right? So it was dipping, and as soon as I was going to get ready to talk to you guys about it and stuff, I was like, man, it's dipping. Let's watch this closely. The next day it ran I said, okay, let's see if there's some consolidation. It ran again. I talked about it yesterday, and here we are seeing it run. So we still need to watch this closely, how it continues to play out, because of the fact that stocks like these have great upward potential. We need to see how the pullbacks are, or if this would consolidate somewhere up here or somewhere down here. Because remember, it came from down here, ran up to here, held itself up, and ran again. So if it consolidates up here, healthy sign for the next run until there's more speculation or hype or some catalyst to make it continue, or pull back down to around this area and consolidate up here. That will show signs of healthiness as well moving forward in the long term, because it didn't just destroy all these gains and go back down to the 19 or under $20. So big deal here with this one. I hope that you guys have found these ticker symbols helpful and informative. I look forward to seeing your guys' thoughts down below. Any of you guys that have been watching them, how do you feel about them? And also, if you learned something new and you are a first-time viewer and you've never came across this channel, subscribe to continue to get information like this and see what the important cues are based off the charts for the next trading day. Don't forget to share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, let's make some money.